This is an example question from the new SAT that begins in March of 2016. I'm going to show you how to answer it. F of x equals 3x plus 1, and g of x is a linear function that is perpendicular to f of x. If the point 30 is a point on g of x, at what point do f of x and g of x intersect? Now this question is fairly easy to punch in your calculator and find an answer. However, this question comes from the new section on the new SAT that does not allow you to use a calculator. So you kind of have to know what you're doing a little bit. So the first clue is this right here. Perpendicular. G of x is perpendicular to f of x. That means that the slope of g of x is the negative reciprocal of the slope of f of x. So the slope of g of x is negative 1/3. So our equation for the line g of x is negative 1/3 x plus our y-intercept. But we don't know our y-intercept. So we'll put b in there for right now. The next clue we have is if 30 is a point of g of x. So we can use that point to find our y-intercept. So if we plug in that point to the equation, alright, so 0 equals negative 1/3 times 3 plus b. Negative 1/3 times 3 is negative 1. And we add 1 to both sides. We get b equals 1. So our equation up here becomes negative 1/3 x plus 1. And now the question is, at what point do f of x and g of x intersect? And the answer you can get by setting the two equations equal to each other. So negative 1/3 x plus 1, and set that equal to 3x plus 1. So I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff so we have a little more room to work. Okay, now to solve for x, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. And then we're going to add 1/3 x to both sides. So end up with 0, 3 and 1/3 x. So x equals 0. And then you plug that back in to either f of x or g of x. So let's say you plug it into f of x. You plug in 0 here, at 0, and you get 1. So f of x equals 1 at that point. So your point is 0, 1. Now I want to go back for a minute and show you a little shortcut. So jump back to this point where we had our g of x and our f of x set equal to each other. You'll notice that they both have a y-intercept of plus 1. That means they both intersect the y-axis at positive 1. So if you had your graph, x-axis, y-axis, here's positive 1. F of x goes through that point. Oh, it's a terrible drawing. And g of x is perpendicular. It also goes through that point. That means they intersect each other. at that point. So without even doing all that work we just did, we can see just from this setup here, where you can see the y-intercepts. You can see that they intersect at the point 0, 1. I hope that makes sense, and if you have any questions, please ask in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this.